In this video, we are going to look at branches. Now, you might ask, what is the importance of a branch? Well, a branch allows developers to work on different aspects of a project at the same time without affecting the main code base. So, each developer make changes in their test out code and everything else, and they won't affect the main code base. So, you get to choose one branch to be the main code base. Then, once they are done, if they want to get those changes to affect the main code, to merge the two branches. So how do you get to see what branches you have on your system or on the GitHub repository? Well, you simply say git branch, and this will show you the different branches that you have on your machine. So at this point, I only have one branch called master. So now what if I want to create another branch? Well, to create another branch, you simply say git branch, then you put the branch name. So I can say this is going to be new branch. So git branch, new branch. So this way I'm going to create this branch, and I can check that the branch has been created using git branch, and it will show two branches. Whenever you see this before the branch name, then you know that that's the current branch you are in. So for us to go into the new branch or any other branch that you would want to go into, you simply say git checkout, then you put the branch name. So it's going to be new branch. Whenever you say git checkout, the new branch, it's going to go into that particular branch. So I'll press enter. So switch to branch, new branch. So now that I've switched to this branch, all the other files that were in the master branch are also going to be in the new branch. So if I say ls, all the files are now in here. So I can now make any other files that I want. I can make changes to these files, and the master branch won't be affected. So I can create a new file. I'll say this is a new file made from new branch. So I can just say this, then put the double quotes. So do that. Made from that, and I'll redirect this into a new file. So now I have a new file in this branch. So I can now add this file to the staging area and commit. But then the commit for this branch, it's not going to affect the master branch. So I can now say git add new file. Then after this, I can now say git commit with the message. I'll say added new file in new branch. I can give this message, and then I'll go back to the master branch. So I'll say git checkout master, so that we see if the changes are now in there. So I can say ls, and we can't see the new file in this branch. So whatever things we've done in the other branch, those are specifically for that branch. They don't affect the other branches unless you merge. So now how do you merge? So you simply say git merge, then you specify the branch that you want to merge into this branch. So git merge, then I'll press enter. So a situation where we didn't merge the changes in the other branch into this one, using this command was going to fail. You can't delete that using small letter d if you didn't merge the two branches. But now, because we've already merged the two branches, it's okay. We can now delete the other branch using small letter d. But in a case where you didn't merge, just keep in mind that it will fail, and then you need to use the capital letter D. So you simply replace small letter d with capital letter D in case you encounter such a challenge. So simply say git branch, then delete new branch, then you press enter, and deleted branch, new branch. So if we check the branches using git branch, we'll find that the branch is no longer there. We're only remaining with one branch, which is master. But now you can actually create and go to the other branch in a much quicker way. So you can simply use one command, which is git checkout -b to specify the branch. Then I'll simply say new branch. And this will create a branch, and then it will also take me into that particular branch. So switch to a new branch, new branch. So if I'm to say git branch, it will show me two branches, and then the star is going to be on new branch because that's the current branch we are in. So now imagine if you've just created a GitHub repository. Now in such cases, you actually find that you won't have a branch that will be the first branch that you have. As an example, let me just leave this one. So I'm going to say ls. So we only have one GitHub repository in here, Git repository in here. Let me just create another one. So I'll just say mkdir, then I'm directory. Then I'll. So if you simply want to create a Git repository, you can use git init. Now, what git init will do is that if you don't specify a branch, it's going to name your branch with a certain default name. Mostly it might be master or it might be main. So if you want to specify the branch name that you want, you can simply say git init, and you specify using b, then the branch name that you want. So I'll name this this branch maybe, maybe tutor or something. So I can name it tutor. So git init branch tutor. So now this is a Git repository. So if I'm to do lso, it's going to show a .git repository, a .git file, showing that this is a Git repository. So if at this point it won't even show me any branch if I'm to use git branch. So for you guys who maybe have found the tutorial midway and haven't created any files, haven't done any commits, using git branch won't work. It won't show you anything until you make your first commit. So let me just make one file so I can just say touch, then I'll call this new file. So I've made this file, then I'll say git add this new file. So after adding, I'll now say git commit, and the message is going to be first commit. So there. So now if I run git branch, it will now show me the same branch that I had specified using -b tutor. So it will now show me to say that I'm in branch tutor. Now, if you want to specify a default branch for, you can simply say git config, then you can use global. Now, using global is going to affect all the other repositories that you make. But if you don't use global, if you remove global from this command that I'm going to write, it's only going to affect that particular branch. So git config global init dot default, so default branch, so default branch, then I'll put maybe master, because like using master, and it's the one that I mostly use even on GitHub. So we can just say, okay, maybe let me change. I'll now say maybe dev or develop or something. So develop. So this is going to be the default branch whenever I make a Git repository. So let me press enter. Now we've made a default branch. So let me create another Git repository. Then we see what's going to happen. So let me just go back. Then I'm going to say make directory. Then I'll say other. So I'll just change into other. So now we are in there. So if I run lso, it won't show the .git because it's not yet a Git repository. So I can now say git init so that it now becomes a Git repository. And so when I run lso, it will now show the .git showing that it's a Git repository. So now that it's a Git repository, let us do the same things that we did with the other repository. So let me say touch. So touch new file even in here. So do that, and I'll say git add new file, and then git commit. So with the message, I'll say first commit. So first commit, then press enter. So now if I run git branch, it will show me develop because that is the default branch that we've set. So you can manipulate the Git repositories that you make like this, and then you are going to have a certain default branch that you are going to be using. So thank you guys for watching. So for you guys who are new to the channel, and this is your first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as comment, especially commenting, because I would really like to know what you guys think about the content. If there's anything else that I need to work on, please leave that in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.